Hello and welcome back to the TGP Wrestling Podcast, but more specifically, Wrestling Coffee. I'm sat here with my co-host, who delayed the start of this recording by getting a coffee. And you know what? No. Just give me a sec, right? I think that's a
Give me a
great move. That is a purely dedicated to the show type move. To have a coffee in hand when we start. Now, I asked you at the end of the last episode, but I'm going to ask you at the start of this one. What coffee are you drinking today?
I hate to disappoint you again.
Is it the same one that you're on?
Yeah, it's just a black coffee. I like black coffee, man. Like,
Yeah, but so do I. But it's brands. You got any? You know, like you got any brands of coffee? You got like some roasted shit. I bought you a thingy machine, not like a French press type scenario, isn't it?
yeah, French press. Yeah, that was good.
Let's get some beans. Get their arms working. Get swollen by to filter coffee.
You're done. You're done, lad.
No, I'm going to tell you what I'm drinking because I've got Lava Java. Taylors of Harrogate. It's a coffee bag because I wanted a bag midday on a Wednesday. Anyway, let's carry on before we start going down a route that we don't want to go.
I'm loving this segment. This segment will only improve as time goes on.
It is my favourite segment, and I genuinely promise everyone listening to this, at some point we will go and get a coffee, and that will be the intro that you see on YouTube. I had to look right at the camera when I said that.
Maybe one day we'll go and get a coffee. We'll record it as like after we've just got the coffee from like Starbucks or coffee store or some shit. Cafe Nero. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we could do the show from it, but I don't want to sit there in a Starbucks.
No, we're not doing a whole show from there.
That's not going to be it. That's not going to be it.
I don't take pictures. Never mind sat in a public place like recording for half an hour talking absolute shit.
For someone that doesn't take pictures, you always want to be on camera when we record.
I think it makes look. Okay, we'll not get into it. I just think it makes the podcast a lot more interesting.
Yeah. He's trying to get the female viewership up. I can see that in his eyes. I think it's like 20% at the minute, which is higher than I thought it would be, to be honest. It does, but
why do you think that is, lad?
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to wrestling because that's what everyone's here for. I would imagine. I don't think people want to hear us yap about. 3 minutes is good for us. That's not bad. So
it's better than average.
We were talking before we started recording about SummerSlam, and then went, "Why don't we? We probably should just press record at this point, right? Like, otherwise we're just yapping off camera, off recording." So we're talking about SummerSlam. Now we're not doing we're just going to yap about SummerSlam. We're doing some traditional preview show where we ask Kyle for his predictions for each match. That's not what this is about. That's never what this will be about. That's not what we do. We're just going to yap about the matches we want to talk about. The first one I want to talk about this tag team extravaganza. SmackDown. Basically every tag team on SmackDown come out, like big fight, big brawl, security guards come out, all kicking off. And Nick Aldis is just like, just all of you in a match. Let's just chuck all of you in this match. And it's not just going to be a ladder match. It's going to be a TLC match. Because a ladder match isn't enough. We need to add another layer to the loads of people. We'll do loads of weapons. This match is going to genuinely be the match of the weekend, possibly match of the year. It is going to be a really fun match. I can see that you're excited too, Kyle.
I was talking to Corey about this when we were looking at the card, and I looked at it and I went, well, that's like unfair. Like, this is clearly going to be the most entertaining match of the entire weekend, and it's not even going to be close. But I'm glad they learned their lesson from Mania when they didn't manage to get on the Mania card itself.
Yeah, I mean, look, tag team wrestling, let's just say, hasn't always been the forefront of WWE's mind, but SmackDown have nailed tag team wrestling recently. And this feels like a throwback to when we had the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, TLC. But there's an extra team now. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just saying this out loud. I think this might be the biggest Like TGP, no, it's not a TGP match. TLC match in WWE history, as far as participants that are announced in the match go. I might be wrong, but it seems pretty huge, and I'm really excited for it. Now, I don't know who's going to win. We do our predictions in our group chat. I'm going to go back and forth. I'm not going to say it out loud in case Chris and Kenny are listening, but it could go anyway. Anyway, in that match. Now, some matches we're not going to talk about. I don't need to sit here and talk about Jelly Roll and Randy Orton against Logan Paul and maybe Drew. Have you heard about this with Drew, Kyle? That he's stuck in the UK?
Oh, what a coincidence. He's stuck in the UK, can't be in a shit match. I mean, I respect it. I'd be stuck in the UK as well if I was told I'd have a match with Logan Paul and whatever fucking name he is, Jelly. Is he called Jelly?
He's Jelly. He's a
Jelly
country
Roll.
music artist, Kyle. He's he's very, very high up in
American
his field.
rapper, singer, songwriter, begin 2003. Yeah, I don't give a shit about this guy. He's white.
He's a good dude, Kyle. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. I like
Yeah,
him,
I just don't care.
You're not a celebrity match guy. It's fair to say.
No, I'm not a celebrity match guy. I've never given a shit about celebrity matches. I think the only celebrity match I've ever seen that I was like, that's kind of interesting, is Mayweather versus Big Show. And that's just, I thought it was funny as fuck.
The interesting part of that match came in, is he actually going to knock him out? Because he's the best boxer in the world. Is he actually just going to just knock him out there and then?
It's just the size of like near 7 foot Big Show versus 5 foot like in the mid 5 foot Floyd Mayweather.
There's a man you might be taller than.
Yeah, genuinely.
That's pretty big. He'd probably knock you out, if I'm honest.
Probably, definitely, lad.
Yeah, I think if you're in Weatherspoons on a 10 o'clock on a Saturday night and you both had too much to drink, I think you could roll about with him. I think if he hit you, it's game over. But I think you could probably just roll about on the floor with him, and not that you want to roll around on a Weatherspoons floor. Don't get me wrong, but I think it'd be closer than you think if he didn't hit you. If he did hit you, it's game over. It's lights out. It's done.
I really respect the faith you have in me.
Yeah, I do.
Versus a debatably one of the goated boxers of all time.
He's always fought sober though. In this scenario, he's not fighting sober. We don't know what he's like as a drunk fighter.
Okay. Anyway,
that was an interesting segue though.
Talking about people I'd love to roll around on the Weatherspoons floor with. You're slightly worried I'm about to go with a woman. No. Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
He's a handsome chap. I
don't
really like his whole. No, I'd just like to give him a little roll around the Weatherspoons floor. I actually think maybe I could take him as well. You never know.
Maybe.
I'm really excited for Dom versus AJ. I think I don't want Dom to lose it, but I am also such a AJ Styles lover that I wouldn't mind that much.
It's a tough one.
I just think it's going to be a really interesting match. You don't expect Dom to throw out like a 5-star classic, but with AJ, you're kind of bound to get a 5-star classic. That's just who he is.
Dom's capable of that,
He is capable.
See, let me roll something by you.
Okay.
Try this one on
the Weatherspoons floor.
Yeah. The scenario is, we'll tie into Cody Cena. Cody beats Cena, wins back the title. AJ beats Dom for the IC title. The only title that John Cena hasn't held is what?
The IC title.
The IC title, okay. So AJ versus Cena, which I think is one of Cena's best feuds ever. I think his feud with AJ was great. AJ versus Cena for the IC title later in the year. What are you thinking? Thoughts, opinions, reactions?
I don't mind it. I'm a big believer that Cena shouldn't be repeating matches at this stage in his year. I think it's stupid that he's facing Cody.
I agree.
I think it should have been anyone else, bro. Even throughout Braun Breaker, bro. Anyone I would have preferred over Cody. Especially seeing as Cody's probably going to win. It
Yeah,
just
I think
feels
so.
like a waste of a Cena pay-per-view just to see that shit happen. When no one cares about like Cody regaining that like momentum from Cena.
The only way that I think Cody winning makes sense is if he turns heel. Because I think if he doesn't, I don't see why you do it. I look, everyone on this podcast, everyone in our chat knows I'm the biggest Cody fanboy there is. I still believe in doing things properly. I still believe in proper booking and doing things the right way. And it feels like when Cody loses a big match, he has to get his win back, which is fine because that happens in wrestling. But in this scenario, you've got the perfect opportunity for a double turn.
You know who did that a lot? We'll not mention him.
No, probably not. Becky Lynch is who you mean, right?
Not quite the one, brother.
All right, brother. But look, I think if you're going to do it, you know, Stone Cold Bret Hart style double turn, it's the only way that this makes sense, right? I don't see. I think Cody having another face title run, it didn't work the last time at all. He had maybe a couple of good matches, but no one believed he'd lose until Mania when he was against Cena. No one thought he'd lose, right? And that's an issue when you're looking at a feud. So I don't know. I think if it's a double turn, I think I can be really on board with it. Cody is a good heel. Like he has done really good heel work. Not in WWE. Well, he did do quite decent heel work in WWE, but in general, like it's more Cody comes out, dyes his hair black, don't want the old blonde stuff, comes out in a black suit, booed, don't do the woe anymore. I don't know. I think you get something out of Cody being a heel.
I've been saying that Cody should be a heel for a very long time. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's a risk to try and do a double turn because on one hand, it's Cena, and I think everyone wants to love Cena.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, he's retiring soon. We want to give him some love.
It's the go.
However, he's also not really in a position character-wise where if he like, so when it was Brett and like Stone Cold, you rooted for Stone Cold in the end because like, bro's got like the animal in him. He just keeps going despite all of like, essentially losing like shit, and it makes you root for the like the underdog. All of a sudden, I don't think you can do that with Cena because he has made it a point that he hates the fans. So it'll be a difficult one. I think it'll be risky and it might not work. So I don't know. I'd prefer them to do that rather than it just being like Cody Rhodes babyface win. But I don't know if they're going to commit to it because I do think it's risky to do.
Let me quickly point out that Kyle isn't speaking from personal experience with Stone Cold and Bret Hart because that match happened in 1997, which neither of us were born for. But I respect the general consensus, right? So
I mean, I played WWE 2K history mode, whatever it was called.
yeah. I mean, look, I don't think the crowd are going to accept Cody winning the title and carrying on as a face champion again. I just don't think they accept that. I really don't. And Cena has been a fantastic heel, but he is going to turn face by the end of the year. He's not going to leave WWE as a heel. I really cannot see that. I actually don't mind if he does, but I really can't.
I would like him to do that, to be honest.
I'd be surprised, if I'm honest, if he left as a heel.
I just think it would be a baller-ass move, bro. Like, to be the babyface your whole career, essentially, into leaving, having proved without a doubt that you're actually just goated either way, and you just so happen to be a babyface for most of it. I think that's great. I think you don't need to end as a babyface. I think it's almost even better of a point to prove if he leaves as a heel. Because everyone's going to cheer him anyway. Everyone has been cheering him anyway.
Yeah.
But he's still done an amazing job as a heel.
he's still selling a stupid amount of merch. Like,
Yeah, you don't need to be hated to be a good heel. I think that's what it is nowadays. You don't actually need to be hated to be a heel.
That's what Dom does, though, isn't it?
Exactly.
Really,
Yeah.
like everyone loves. I genuinely do see with that match. Go back to that match really quickly. That Finn Balor finally actually does turn on Dom completely, cost Dom the match, and that leads to Dom's face turn and subsequent feud with.
WWE do this thing where they hint at like a breakup for ages, and then they just like forget about it for a month or two,
Yeah,
and everything's on good terms again, and then they do it. Almost as if Triple H thinks we've got like the memory of a goldfish, and like we forgot all about it.
I think the plan was probably to do it at Mania, and then they changed their mind and they've taken it this far. I think you're going to have a Judgment Day implosion at SummerSlam because I think Charlotte and Alexa win the tag titles. I'm fairly confident about that, and
Yeah,
I think
I'm reasonably confident about that.
And I think that AJ beats Dom because of Finn. Like either completely on purpose or completely by accident in that scenario. But I think it's difficult because I think at this point in time we all love the Judgment Day. We all kind of like what they do. And are you going to implode the Judgment Day without Liv Morgan there? I don't know. There's a lot of question marks.
Yeah. I think another thing to note about this is so if AJ wins and Cody wins and Cargill wins and Punk wins, that is, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like there's no sauce going on, you know? Like Gunther provides the sauce when it comes to, and Cena as well. It makes it exciting, but when I think of like Punk, Cody, AJ as champions, I'm just thinking like, I don't know, man. It doesn't excite me to watch TV. I like all of them, minus Cody, but it doesn't excite me to watch.
I think I'd like to see Punk win the world title at some point. I don't know if I'd like to see him win it now. It seems to me as if the plan would be Punk wins the world title and Seth cashes in on him. I think that'd almost certainly be the plan. Seth hates him in real life as well as wrestling, apparently. I think if you pitch the idea to him, you're going to cash in on CM Punk and win the title, he'd be pretty happy about that scenario. So, but this is the thing. This is where I don't know where to go with my prediction for that match. I don't know whether I put Punk to beat Gunther because Seth's injured, and I think he's actually injured. I don't think it's a work. I think he's actually injured.
Yeah.
Or does Gunther retain at SummerSlam and lose it in a few months to Punk?
It's so hard. This card is so unpredictable. Like, I'm probably going to go Gunther just because. Do you really want Gunther losing at every single like double night pay per view he's ever like been on?
And he does. That's the problem. He did whenever he has a really big match, he probably loses. And I'm not counting Goldberg in that, by the way. Goldberg's a good win. Match. It's a good win. Like it's a good like notch on your belt. But like it was Saturday night main event.
Old timers who are never going to actually hold the belt is like it's essentially not even a win.
It's basically WWE trying to like big it up, like he's beat this person, that person. Yeah. Like if the Undertaker rocked out next week and said, "Oh, Gunther, I'm going to challenge you for the title." It doesn't add anything to the run. It just beat up an old man.
Yeah, he just beat up an old man.
It's just old man yelling at a cloud, and you just beat him up. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't like. It doesn't mean anything. So I think he needs this. I think if he beats Punk, that's a really big win on a big pay per view. You beat an established star on the second biggest pay per view of the year.
You know, yeah, I don't really see a world where it makes sense for Gunther to lose the belt again. Like it means essentially they're using him obviously as a way to get people over as like an actual great heel. And that's great because Gunther is great. But if you do it every single big pay-per-view there is, at some point you stop respecting Gunther.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen yet. I love Gunther. I don't want him to lose yet again. It'd just be kind of shit.
So as a question, just because you mentioned about title matches and like belts changing hands. So Tiffany and Jade were expecting the title to change hands, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, Jade will probably win that match, I would say.
I would say I'm very confident that Jade will win that match.
And Jade currently, I don't know what's going to happen in that match. Currently, Jade is a face, so it's a face win for the title. So let's say Punk also won. That's 2 titles changing hands to 2 faces. Let's say Charlotte and Alexa win. That'd be 3 belts changing hands, 3 faces. You move on to night 2. Let's say Cody beats Cena. That's 4 titles changing. 4 out of 4 so far. Naomi, Rhea, and Io Sky. I think Naomi retains. So I think that's.
But I think Lyra does win against Becky.
But I think Lyra beats Becky. I think Solo retains.
I think Solo retains as well.
And then Dom, AJ, it's a coin flip, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, it is a coin flip.
And the tag match, you'd imagine it changes hands?
You'd imagine, but you never know.
I just realised with the tag match as well, because I just got the card in front of me. It's not even 4 teams. It's Wyatt 6, Andrade and Ray Phoenix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and Street Profits.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 6. Yeah, it's 12 people.
I literally only thought it was 4. It's 6 teams.
No, there is 12 people. It's crazy. Like, this is... I might be wrong. This is the biggest, like, non-Rumble / Battle Royale match there's been.
Take away Battle Royales and Rumbles. It has to be. I can't think of anything that was bigger than this. If anyone has anything, comment on Twitter or whatever, and let us know. I can't remember a WWE match that wasn't. Obviously, lumberjack matches I'm not including because it's 2 people fighting in it. Like, it's surrounded by the ring, but it's 2 people actually. It's going to be fun to watch. My only thing is that night 1. So if you frame night 1, just take away night 2 for a second. Night 1, face new champion, face new champion, face new champion. Are they going to do that? Really? Are they going to change all of the belts on that card to baby faces?
I think this is the weird thing. This is why it's like, with the amount of faces that are winning, maybe Cody turns heel, so it's like 1 less face winning, but also Gunther, I think, is going to beat Punk. But then, do you have 2 heels as both main champions? Probably not.
I think
it's so unpredictable. It's crazy.
I think Jade could probably turn heel as well. But again,
nah, she's been a heel for too long. I don't think they're going to change it.
It's tough, isn't it? It is tough, and I think that's the problem right now. Is that when we try and predict this stuff, it is pretty impossible. But you know what? In a roundabout way, that's a good thing. That is a good thing.
Oh yeah, it makes everything more interesting.
You don't want to. We don't want to sit here having us get 12 out of 12 on the predictions. If anyone gets 12 out of 12 on the predictions, by the way, now we'll shout it out on a future episode if someone gets 12 out of 12. I do not see that. I can't imagine anyone.
I don't see it happening.
That is a big boy thing. That is.
I think the best pay-per-views are the ones where everyone gets most things right, because it normally means, in the grander scheme of things, that the story being told is easy to follow and concluded in a natural way. However, with this pay-per-view specifically, the conclusions are really ambiguous, because they could end either way and it'd still be like a satisfying conclusion. And that's what's so great about like these really weird pay-per-views. We have no idea. Like, if Cena wins, cool. If Cody wins, I don't like him, but like, I get it.
I think there's merit to picking someone from either side for every match. You could make an argument that anybody on this card deserves a little bit of the win, which I think is great, and I think that's a good thing. Other than maybe the celebrity match, because in a weird kind of way, I'm happy if Drew and Logan win. I don't really care, but I just don't care who wins in that match.
I actually think there is not a single person on this card that you couldn't make at least like a relatively okay argument that they will win?
I think the only one I'd struggle with is probably Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. I'd be very, very surprised if they won. Very
Yeah,
surprised.
it depends if like we're still under this idea that maybe it's not a work, maybe it is a work when it comes to Seth's injury. So we'll see. I think it is not a work at all. I think he's 100%.
No, I think he's injured. No, I completely agree. I do think he's injured. But the last thing I want to talk about SummerSlam, we've talked about everything a little bit, but Lyra and Becky I want to go back to because, again, I'm a massive Becky Lynch fanboy. This might just be copium. But, one, what sense does it make for Lyra to win the title back off Becky? Because I think none. I don't think there's any rationale for doing that. Two, I think it's genuinely possible that Bayley turns heel on Lyra. Like, she's teased it for weeks. She's put really cryptic social media posts out about it. I think she's turning heel at some point. I think that'd be a great opportunity to turn her, I would say. It's tough.
I think it makes sense, Lyra winning. Like, they've had a good run of making the IC. It is the women's IC. Yeah, the women's IC more important.
Yeah.
Like, they finally had a feud where it actually matters. No offense to everyone else who's owned the IC before. Well, I say everyone else. It's just Lyra. But Lyra's finally had a feud that made the belt matter. And I think that's what Becky was brought back for. But her winning at SummerSlam, having like a moment, I get that. You know my feelings about Lyra. I just don't care. Like, I think she's okay. I think she's mid, but she's mid working for the best wrestling promotion there is. So obviously she's an incredibly talented person. I'm not invested in her as much as I am like Becky Lynch.
Well, that's the thing. She's also had a feud with someone that I think is the GOAT of women's wrestling.
Yeah, so it's hard to
it's a pretty big
excel.
She's been okay in it. I think I agree with what you're saying. Like, I think she's okay. She's not someone that I'm really that bothered about winning. I think I'd rather Becky hold it for a long time and have some really good feuds with it. But I suppose it depends. Now, that was the last thing I wanted to ask you about. I've been through loads of prediction pages to see what the general feel of these matches is. I stumbled across one that I want to mention before we go. There is a page, and it's a news article by thesportster.com. Shout out to them guys and girls over there. They did an AI prediction. They did an AI prediction for each match. So AI says that Sami Zayn beats Karrion Kross. Charlotte and Alexa win the tag titles. Jelly Roll and Randy Orton win. Jade beats Tiffany. CM Punk beats Gunther. The Jey Uso and Roman Reigns win. AJ Styles beats Dom. The Street Profits win TLC, which is Kyle's pick. Solo retains. Bayley will help Becky to win. And then Naomi retains and Cody wins the title. That's an AI prediction.
Pretty much bang on like what the odds are, I think.
Other than the Street Profits one. They're more of an outsider to win the tag titles. But
I just love the Street Profits, man.
Same. I think, to be honest, I'm toying between Andrade and Ray winning and then the Street Profits. That's kind of where my head's at the minute.
Yeah.
I love, how much I love Andrade. That's what it is for me. I think he deserves a huge push. I would rather it be a singles push, but I'll take what I can get. Kyle, have you got any final thoughts on today's episode?
I got so many final thoughts, but for now, I'll let you leave.
You'll let me leave. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to this. I hope you all enjoy SummerSlam. This will come out on the Wednesday before, so you've got a couple of days to listen to it, digest it, enjoy your SummerSlam weekend, and we will see you in a bit.